Mojo, Sego, hello everybody. My name is Shuma and welcome to another drumming video. Today we'll be talking about our friend Eagle, or as we like to call him in Ojibwe, Mega Z. I'll be doing an introduction for Mega Z, and then I'll be sharing a fun story about how the Mega Z became the ruler of the sky. And then I'll sing a song about the Mega Z. For an introduction for Mega Z, I'll be singing a song which goes, Mega Z, Giwabama, Mega Z, Giwabama. So Mega Z, as we know, is eagle, and Giwabama means I see it. So here we go. Mega Z, Giwabama, Mega Z, Giwabama, 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 Mega Z, Giwabama. Now that's the sound that Mega Z makes. Alright, now it's time for a fun short story about how the eagle became the ruler of the sky. So a long time ago, the Creator was going to flood the earth due to no one practicing the natural traditions or giving thanks. Eagle asked the Creator, please let me look and I'll try to find one person. So the Creator gave the eagle 4 days to find one person. The eagle flew to the east, the south, the west, and the north. 1 day for each direction. On the 4th day, eagle was flying north, and it was so cold and windy, the eagle's head feathers started turning white. The eagle was going to give up when it saw a trail of smoke coming from below. There was a family of 4 around a campfire giving thanks. So the eagle dropped its feather to the ground as a sign of appreciation, and then the eagle flew back to the Creator to tell the wonderful news. The Creator was proud of the eagle, saying, Miigwech, which means thank you in Ojibwe. The Creator did not flood the earth, and the eagle is a sign of good luck. The end. Now here's a song for our friend Mega Z. Way hey, way hey, way hey, way hey, way hey, way Mega Z,
the Turtle Has a Cracked Shell, a Haudenosaunee story. Long, long ago, when the world was new, things were different than they are today. Bears had beautiful, long, furry tails. And Beaver had a round and fluffy tail. And Raven, well, Raven was white and not black. And Turtle, well, Turtle had a beautiful, bright, round, and shiny shell. Now this turtle was the first of all turtles, and all turtles today are descendants from this grandfather turtle. He was bigger than other turtles are today, and his shell was so shiny you could see your reflection. Now Grandfather Turtle was proud of his shell, but he was also lazy. He didn't want to work, so he traded with other animals who wanted to see their reflections. If they brought him nice treats to eat, he would sit very still, eating quietly, while the other animals peered into his beautiful bright shell to see how they looked from the outside rather than inside out. Bear would come to preen and comb his beautiful long furry tail. Beaver would come look at his sharp teeth and pick them clean of the branches and bark. And even Deer came to admire his fine antlers, shaking his head and admiring how handsome he was. All the while, Turtle sat there. He sat and he sat and he sat, and food would come to him, and he never had to do any work to earn it at all. Now, Creator was watching this with some amusement. At first, Creator was impressed with Turtle's creativity, but over time, Creator became more and more not impressed. The natural order of the world of physical things was that food must be sought after and earned by working for it, by being smarter than others, by prayerfully asking for gifts received. Turtle was setting a bad example of waste and idleness. Aside from eating, Turtle's main pleasure in life was, this may be hard to believe, but really it was true then, Turtle loved to talk. He talked about anything and everything. He loved the sound of his own voice. He even collected stories about everyone around him. He had a wonderful memory and could recall the smallest details of long ago times. As time moved on, Creator became more and more unhappy and decided he would teach Turtle a lesson. More than that, Creator decided to teach all turtles now until the end of time a lesson about value and hard work. The Creator talked to the ducks. They were to convince Turtle that there was a place not so far away where there was so much food that Turtle wouldn't have to work at all to get it. Two ducks, who never went anywhere alone, went to go and see Turtle. They offered to take him to this wonderful place. Turtle got very excited, and in no time at all, they were carrying Turtle all the way through the sky. Turtle was having a great time on the flight, and he kept talking and talking and talking, but he was mumbling because he had the stick in his mouth. They were flying towards the mountain, and Turtle kept talking and talking and talking until he got so excited that he opened his mouth and let go of the stick and fell. He fell all the way down the canyon, all the way down, and landed on rocks. Crack, 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 crack went his beautiful shell. As he laid there on the ground, Creator came and spoke to him. Creator told him that when a being sounds out his voice, the energy is sent out to the created universe, and that this energy creates many things. Creator instructed Turtle to consider what he was saying and what that might create before he spoke. Creator instructed Turtle to share this teaching with all. Turtle was scared and a little hurt, and he couldn't get off his back. He pleaded with Creator to help him. He would do anything if only Creator would heal his shell and help him back up. Creator agreed and placed the following conditions on Turtle: that all his descendants would forever have a cracked shell to remind them of the value of hard work and the natural laws of working and learning what one has. Turtle and all his descendants will remember the stories and teachings of the medicine wheel and share these with others in a kind and gentle way. The shell that the turtle carried would forever be a reminder of the natural order of the world, having 13 sections, one for each full face of Grandmother Moon that marks the natural cycle of 1 year. Turtle would forever carry his own home on his back, his shell to remind others that all one has is held within them, if they would only learn to listen to the voice of the Creator.
Bear's Race with Turtle, a Haudenosaunee story. One fine snowy day, Bear was walking through the snow in the forest. When he walked up on a little hill and stood up on his hind legs, he was so much taller than anything else he could see that he was very proud. Bear loved to brag about how splendid he was, so he thumped himself on the chest and roared, "I'm the biggest animal in the forest!" And nobody made a sound, because Bear really was awfully big. Bear got an itchy spot on his back, so he walked through the snow to a little tree, leaned against it, and wriggled around. While he was scratching, the whole tree broke with a snap. Bear was so impressed with how strong he was, once more he roared out, "I'm the strongest animal in the forest!" And nobody said anything, because Bear really was very strong. Bear began to run down off that little hill. Now, every human child learns very early that you can run like the wind downhill. But Bear was so impressed with how fast he could run, he skidded to a halt by a little frozen lake and roared, "I'm the fastest animal in the forest!" Then, Bear heard a little voice pipe up from the edge of the lake. "No, you're not, Bear. I'm a lot faster than you." What? Bear couldn't believe his ears. Then he couldn't believe his eyes, because that voice came from a little green water turtle, who was sticking his head up through a hole in the ice. Turtle said it again. "Really, Bear, I'm a lot faster than you are." Bear and Turtle began to disagree, then to argue, and then they began to make so much noise that the other animals came to see what was going on. A great argument was in the making when it was decided that the only way to settle the question was to have a race between Bear and Turtle. The animals reached a general agreement. The race would be around the lake. But then Turtle said, "I am a water animal, so I'll have to race in the lake." Bear objected. "You must think I'm pretty gullible. You can just dive under the ice, then come back up and say you won." Though the animals did think he was pretty gullible, he had a point. So a solution was agreed upon. Bear, who was a land animal, would race around the lake, while Turtle, who would swim from one hole in the ice to another, put his head up and say something, then swim on. Fox, who had no reason to cheat in this case, was chosen to be the starter and judge, and the race was scheduled for the next day. The next morning, Elk, who had the biggest feet, was chosen to punch holes in the ice every few feet. All the animals had heard about the race and had come to see. Almost all the spectators were making bets, and because most of them were so tired of listening to Bear brag, the bets were heavily in favor of Turtle. Fox called the racers to his side. "Are you ready, Bear?" Now Bear had been warming up, doing exercises, and getting in some last-minute bragging, so he yawned and said, "Yeah, I'm ready." Fox asked, "Are you ready, Turtle?" And Turtle, at his first hole in the ice, said, "I'm ready." "All right," said Fox. "Once around the lake and back to me. Now, run!" Turtle dove under the water, and Bear began to just walk, waving casually to his friends, just to prove how easy this was going to be. But Bear had only taken a couple of steps when Turtle's head came up in the second hole in the ice. Turtle said, "Come on, Bear, catch up with me." And Turtle dove under and went on. Bear was flabbergasted. This turtle was faster than he thought, so Bear began to jog a little faster. But only 3 steps farther, Turtle's head popped up at the next hole. He said, "Come on, Bear, catch up with me." Then dove under and went on. Now Bear knew he had to run. He dropped to all fours and began to run as fast as he could. But before Bear passed the 3rd hole, Turtle came up at the 4th hole and said, "Come on, Bear, I'm way ahead of you." But Bear ran and ran as fast, his tongue drooping further and further out of his mouth. So out of breath he thought he would drop. But that turtle just kept getting farther and farther ahead, each time popping out of a hole to say, "Come on, Bear, catch up with me." Until finally, when Bear was only halfway around the lake, Turtle finished the race. A great cheer went up from the other animals. "Turtle is the fastest animal in the forest!" Even those that hadn't bet on Turtle came down to congratulate him and shake his clawed foot and pat his shell. And Bear? Well, Bear was so exhausted and so humiliated that he didn't even finish the race. He turned and went to his house, which was a cave, and slept the rest of the winter. And to this day, bears sleep all winter, so they don't have to remember losing that race to Turtle. There was a big party and feast in Turtle's honor, and then, finally, everyone went home. Now, Turtle looked around carefully, making sure everyone was gone. Then he crawled down to the edge of the ice, stuck out his clawed foot, rapped 3 times on the ice. Suddenly, up through the holes in the ice came Turtle's brothers and sisters, his mom and dad, his aunts, uncles, cousins, near and distant. Even his grandma and grandpa turtles were there, and every one of them looked exactly like Turtle. They nodded their heads at each other and said, "Yes, we are the fastest animals in the forest." Turtle said, "Thank you, my kinfolks. Today we have proved that though we turtles may be slow of foot, we are not slow of wit." The end.